Standard 7 Geography, and the name of the lesson is Agriculture, and this will be the continuation of the explanation part 3. So let's see. Let us see the types of farming. The type of farming will depend upon methods of farming, the crops being cultivated, the techniques used, and the land used. That means what? If you want to do any type of farming, whether it is commercial farming or you have to do subsistence farming, you have to use some methods. So first is the methods of farming, which method you are going to use, the crops which you are going to cultivate, which crops you are going to cultivate, whether it's wheat, rice, corn, jawar, bajra, techniques which you are going to use, whether you are going to use machinery or you are going to use manpower or any other techniques like sprinkle irrigation methods, whatever you are going to use, and the land which will be used, whether you are going to use a very huge land or a small piece of land. So here you can see the types of farming. There are two main types of farming. First is the subsistence farming and next is the commercial farming. Now what comes in subsistence farming? In that we will see intensive farming and shifting cultivation. In commercial farming we will see extensive grain farming, plantation farming, market gardening and horticulture. So now as I'll go ahead, I will explain you one by one. So let us see subsistence farming. In that, first one will be intensive farming and then we will see shifting cultivation. Now what is intensive farming? Intensive farming means the land, whatever you are going to choose for farming to cultivate the crops, the size of this land will be small but maximum production. So getting maximum production from a limited area, this happens in intensive farming. Okay, now where is the intensive farming done? Mostly it is seen in developing regions, not developed regions, developing regions like America is a developed country, so that is a developed region. There you cannot see this intensive farming. You can see this intensive farming in India because you know India is a developing country. It is not completely developed. So intensive farming you will see in developing regions. Farm production is sufficient only for the requirement of the family. That means it's a small size of land. Production will be there, but only the family requirement will be fulfilled. You cannot sell the crops commercially. In this type of farming, the cultivator and his family are totally dependent on agriculture. That means the cultivator means the farmer and his family are totally dependent on agriculture produce, we can say the crops production. Farm production is very low. Economic condition of the farmers will be poor or the cultivator will be poor because they cannot sell it in the market, but it will be only fulfilling their need. Animate energy is used. Now what is animate energy? Animate energy means here people and animals are used in the farms and fields. So it is known as animate energy. Besides cereals, like means dals and pulses, besides cereals, vegetables are also grown in intensive farming. Means they grow the vegetables. This year you can see terrace farming. Now what is terrace farming? You can see on there are steps. They are like the steps, and on the steps they will cultivate the crops. So this is called terrace farming. Now second part, we have completed intensive farming. Now let us study about shifting cultivation. Now what is the word shifting means? Shifting means you are shifting from one place to another. You are moving from one place to another. But here what is moving from one place to another is the farm land. So shifting cultivation, let's see. It is practiced in densely forested areas or hilly tracts. So where is the shifting cultivation done? Dense forest area or in the hilly regions. Now exactly what happens in shifting cultivation? The farmer initially, means at the starting, he will select a piece of land in the forest. Then he will clear the land by cutting down the trees, plants, removing the shrubs and grass. But will he throw this grass and plants and trees away? No, he will not throw this. He has cut, but it will be of use. Now, what is the use of this plants and shrubs and grass? See here, the cut trees dry out. He burns them and is converted into ashes. Ashes means rak. This ash gets mixed with the soil and it will act as a manure for the crops. So it is like a manure or nourishment for the crops. Sowing and harvesting is done before the rainy season. Sowing the seeds, you can see a man over here, he is sowing the seed, and harvesting means what? Cutting down the crop which is already completely done, cultivated and ready to cut. So harvesting, both are done before the rainy season. The production obtained from this is not sufficient. That means even in shifting cultivation, whatever the produce is there, it is not enough. Hence, people will take other occupations like hunting, fishing and gathering of bulbs. Now here in this picture you can see the hunter, you can see the fishing net and the man fishing, and you can see the bulbs. Now what are bulbs? These are not the tube lights in the house. Bulbs means the like the crops which grow under the ground. Example, potato, sweet potato, radish, carrot, and there are beetroot. Okay, they grow under the ground. So these are called bulb. So people undertake hunting, fishing and gathering of bulbs. The productivity of land depletes. Depletes means what? Slowly it degrades. It destroys the quality in 2 to 3 years. A different piece of land is selected under cultivation. So the people over there will not use the same land every year for cultivation. After 2 to 3 years, the quality degrades. So he will use a different piece of land for cultivation. This is a picture in your textbook. Figure 9.6 will show you how the land is selected for shifting cultivation. Now, in the next video, I will tell you about commercial farming, and in that we have to see 4 topics, including first topic will be extensive grain farming. Thank you.